There's no cookies left. Your coach took them all.
It's okay. I don't need them.
All right, we'll start with in-person questions for Allie and then go to Zoom. If time, we'll start back row left side.
Good evening, Allie. Early on, it seemed like Connecticut. I think a few teams this season have made a point to try and run you through screens defensively, and I know it's just an energy drain of sorts. How do you counteract that and just go through the game and try to still get your offense? And how do you and the team counteract that when teams are trying to run you through the pick and roll?
We just got to read it better, I think, and, respond. You can see the first few possessions, how they're playing it, and you just have to respond. We've seen that kind of defense in our careers before, so we just have to respond to it and just play together and move the ball.
Julia, front row.
Hey, Allie. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the physicality tonight, and that play with Kalia and Courtney Williams going down in the fourth quarter obviously was kind of a big galvanizing moment on both sides. Just kind of what was your perspective on that moment, and what do those types of physical moments mean for this team as you kind of get ready to grit out this series?
Yeah, I think either of them wanted to let go of the ball, and just shows their competitiveness. I knew Kyle wasn't going to let go, so yeah, it just shows how we both want this. We want this game, so and it's going to continue to be that way, I think.
So Zachary and then Maggie.
Hey, Allie. Z was in here, and she conveyed a sense of optimism going into Game 2, especially considering that you all are really known for coming through in the clutch when your backs are up against the wall, and certainly this is another one of those moments. Where do you get that confidence, and where do you get that optimism going into Game 2, being in this position yet again?
Yeah, I think just that we've responded all year long to tough games, so I know we're going to respond again. We know what kind of game they want to make it, but we just gotta make it our kind of game, and one that suits us. So we'll figure it out.
Maggie.
Okay, well, you kind of just answered what I was going to say, but this was a very messy game and doesn't play to your strengths. So how do you kind of get around that in the next game?
You just have to enforce your will, and you have to make the game be played the way you want it to be played. It was a boring game. It was just. That's not the game we like to play. So I think for them to win, they have to play that kind of game. So we just have to enforce our will and enforce our style on them through defense and, just being us on offense.
Steven, then Carly.
Hey, Allie. So you guys had 63 points today. That was a season low. Did you feel like that was kind of attributed more so to like a lack of player movement, or did you feel like it was ball movement as well, or was you attributed to both?
Maybe at first it was their defense dictating a little bit, but we didn't respond well to it. I think we could have moved the ball better and just played more like us. We play best when we have 25-plus assists and, a balanced game. And I feel like we all need to figure out how to make sure we all play well, just because that's just who we are. That's how we're successful.
And did you feel like the lack of rhythm and flow that you guys had, and like the shots that you guys don't typically take, and you missed them a lot today, did you feel like being in transition a lot defensively was a large part of why you guys didn't have that signature connectivity on that end?
Yeah, I just think that having the first half the way it did, we just didn't feel the rhythm on offense. So I think if we play how we play better early on in the game and, set the tone of how we want to play in the first quarter, then maybe we'll make those shots, more in the fourth quarter. But, no excuses. No matter how ugly the game is, like in those moments, you have to make shots. So we just didn't make them when we needed to.
Carly Bill.
Hey, Allie. Back here. There we go. Going back to physicality, Z said she really wasn't expecting the level of physicality that they came out without the punch, like first out the gate. Did you expect that level of physicality?
Yes, definitely. I know that they've been talking about their first quarters. I know that their only chance against us is to punch us first. And I know our last 6 games against us, we've come out very strong in the first quarter. So I was expecting that. We all were. We were talking about how physical that was going to be their edge against us. And we didn't respond great. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst first quarter, but we could have been better.
My cues on Zoom. Mike. Eric Wilson, Zoom. Eric.
Allie, appreciate your time. I just wanted to ask you, moving forward, what is the mindset of yourself knowing that a night like tonight is not characteristic of your style of play?
I'm just optimistic that we're gonna enforce our will in the next game. We're gonna be us. We're gonna, play our style, and we're gonna do it. This is playoff time, and we're gonna respond. I know we're gonna respond.
Sean on Zoom, last question. Sean? All right, any more questions for Allie? Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
I was joking about a cookie. Do you want one?
It's okay. Thank you, though. Thanks for offering.